drawn from all ministries, just with the view of addressing climate change issues as they arise, and even coming up with policies, because you find that the Ministry of Roads goes ahead designing plans, doing highways without even the consideration of non-motorized transport, and we are saying here that transport is one of the main contributors of climate change from combustion from vehicles. And we also see perhaps issues of public health, air pollution, allowing such a plants like the one which was in Makasi, which eventually exploded in the estate. So public health and just as we said, a way of plan that we have a focal point that brings all these ministries together in terms of having a coherent government policy on issues that touch on the 6 areas that climate change seeks to touch on. Thank you.
Interesting. You just said what Celia has been saying. You see, there are so many units within government. Like last week, there was training for climate change units within ministries. There are focal points, there are desks within ministries that address climate change issues. At the counties, there are environmental committees. Yeah? Every county has an environment committee. Okay? The county itself has some environment committee. So there's been this lack of how do you then coordinate? Yeah? Who is this one person, or what is this one desk? Yeah? That then puts everything else together. Of course, there's a national action plan. Very beautiful document, takes care of everyone. But there's been this missing link of who exactly then brings everything else, like a sectoral coordinator. Yeah? It's good feedback that we can also take, as in terms of communication now, we also need a strand that can be able to tie all this together. For the time being, it is the ministry, so that we know who is doing what where. In terms, for example, if you want someone to speak on climate and infrastructure, at the Ministry of Roads, we know someone that is there that is responsible, is a focal person. The same thing is now happening with the National Tree Growing Program. We have again created focal persons in the ministry. So there are some small little units that lacks that string that brings up together. So I think it's good feedback that we'll also take and see how best then do we string this together. Because as a journalist looking for a climate story that's related to infrastructure, you need to know who is going to speak to. Okay?
May I add one
Yes.
or one idea? Even in this training, I haven't seen people I would consider people living with disability. So I'm thinking in the future plans for such things, such trainings, please, because the manner in which the climate change affects these people, it's painful. Imagine someone who uses crutches and then they're in a situation where there's flooding. How do they even move? So in my coverage of climate change stories when I was in the media, I managed to see that some of these things are not easily told because we always capture the stories when they happen and never do follow-up stories. So I am not sure how you cater for people with disabilities within the ministry in terms of having positions in their jobs in the ministry. But in these trainings, as an appeal, please include as many as we can. I'm sure there are people with disabilities within media. Yeah.
I think that's a challenge to KG, GIZ, and all of us. We need to find a way of accommodating persons with disability. It's critical. I think without many remarks, thank you very much. Ken, you can take this home.
Thank you, Temesi. Government. You are missing, aren't you? I want to ask a question before I say anything. You know, okay, let me start this. Let me rephrase it this way. How many of you are going to publish a story or I bring a story for out of this auction? This is the hand. I mean, how many of you are doing a story out of this auction? For digital, for TV, for radio, for anything? We did. Okay. What is your headline? Okay. What is your headline?
Niliandika about the PS after I addressed Jana, and then I talked about the.
No, just tell us the headline. Only headline. Okay?
Nikisamba, I welcome Manake the station of Nikisamba.
Okay. So, who has a story that is ready to give us the title of the story? Just the title, not the content, just the title. Who has a ready story? Okay.
The title is subject to change.
I know, but what is it right now?
Training to maybe
Sure. I'm going to ask you that. It's a very good feedback for you as well. Right? So, just tell me, if you have a story that you have in mind, go to the title. Yeah. Madam, what is this?
Okay, I have two stories. One is media partnership in fostering sustainability in climate change. That is, we have the sponsorship for this Editors Guild and the other collaborators, and then how the media is going to incorporate climate change into their story, in their news stories, in their newsrooms. And then I also have about mitigation in climate change. So how the community is going to use, right now we have the rainfall, but then how is it tapping rainfall and using sunshine at the same time when the sun is out?
Okay. So one is administrative, another one is technical, right? Administrative is the partnership and all that, yeah? Then technical is the sun and the greenhouse and all that, yeah? Well, good. Any other person? Oh, kuna soma tu zimeshafanyiwa, so ufanye story. Do you send to them? Yeah, just, I mean, okay, but I'm not asking you to go and do a story, but I'm just asking you, if you share or if you will do a story, what would be the title of your story? Just that.
I will call it Surviving the Storm. There's storm coming, like climate change is a storm. So what do you need to survive from the storm? Specifically focusing on the health complication, climate change and health.
Anybody want to go to class? Okay. Sure.
Athari za mifugo kwa mabadiliko ya tabia nchi.
Athari za mifugo. So mifugo ni livestock, right? Yes.
If it's about this today training, I'll just say building capacity for journalists in reporting climate.
Good. Okay. Now, why I was asking that question is in these 2 days that we've been conducting this workshop, there are some, not all, who have been looking for the news worthy of this event. True or false? Huh? And if you look at a story, it is the issue of livestock, which came out yesterday, right? If you look at her story, is the understanding of how climate change comes to be, which I gave also, so I said yesterday. If you look at her story, it's informational. Yeah? It's informational. It's not newsworthy, but it is informational. So, I want to challenge you on one thing. Sometimes when you come to this, so yesterday I saw some of you interviewing Ruth, interviewing other people who spoke, and also the focus was on somebody actually even asked me, so how much are you spending on this thing? So how much? I was like, it's good to look for news, but sometimes it's also good to just inform people. Just tell them that media is taking a step to the right direction by accessing knowledge. Just inform them. Yeah. Anyway, so that's it. As this workshop really, this is the objective when you come in. If you're supposed to run a job by the survey, yeah? Has it achieved any of your objective? When you invited, hey, come for 2 days, blah, 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 you must have set yourself up, achieved A, B, C, D. Have you achieved them? Maybe 1, 2 people, gender. So nobody has achieved their objective. Okay. Lynette, anybody else? Very good. So the gentleman, oh, perfect. I could see a couple of hands. So assume that everybody's objective is achieved. So colleagues and friends, I hope we will not get a story tomorrow on how the government is frustrating media. But even if it comes, we're expecting it, right? Now, after this, as Rachel said, we will proceed to 2 other places. But we are targeting, I think, for cake, probably, you need to bring in the inclusion, as the team has said, bring in people with disability, bring in the indigenous reporters, right? See, there are those indigenous, what do you call the local what? Not really local per se, they are community radio stations. The Ogiek has one, right? So bring on board some of those people. Bring the Catholic, I said the Catholic was yesterday, I know they're still there. So bring this community, the Muslim stations. Let them also understand some of the perspective when they're trying to report on climate change. So we'll be meeting very, very local reporters. Some of them are independent journalists who are doing some good work. Huko Mashinani in Kisumu, drawn from across the western, the Lake Region block, and then again we meet others in Mombasa, drawn from the coastal block. We will come back to you, I think not everyone will agree, but some of you in the second stage, the third stage, to do validation of the module. So Rachel and team will present you the outcome of this baseline survey, and then you will give feedback if indeed what has been captured is what you proposed. Okay? Once you validate, then we will now invite all of you to become TOTs, trainers of trainers. Yeah, so that you get to train others. We expect that you can be able to, escalate lessons learned to other junior or senior editors and reporters in the newsrooms, at least to be able to have a ripple effect. Okay. So I don't know whether Lynette, Kek and the team, you're compiling the baseline survey, the post-baseline report. That will be very, very important to be able to onboard some partners. As we speak, we want to engage some partners to come on board, because this thing can be done alone by GIZ and government. Yeah? We want to bring in PACJA. They're the biggest climate advocates in the region. We bring them on board, we bring other stakeholders. I already spoke to the Nature Conservancy, they're interested to come on board and also input in this specific module. The learning institutions, so please document that and share a report of this baseline survey or workshop. On the issue of small stations, I think it was mentioned just when Temesi was talking. We will be reaching them in the field. That is one. Number two, in terms of giving them support, we have existing programs that are targeting communities, and we're working with those small stations. So somebody who asked, what about the small stations? Already GIZ and our partners are dealing with them to amplify and to promote some programs. For example, right now we speak, we're promoting clean cooking, transition from the 3-stone cooking models to clean cooking tools like we have which ones, the Jikokoas, those things, Jikokoas and the likes. So we are promoting across the country, and we're using the local stations and road shows. So with that, colleagues, we believe that the next activities can be done in partnership with institutions like was proposed by somebody, especially a series of higher learning. And now that Daystar University is part of this partnership, we'll be happy to take the training up to Daystar University, even the University of Nairobi, because they have a whole department of climate change that supports these initiatives. So I think I don't really have a lot to add or to say. I hope there's no questions for me. But let me invite Cake Leadership to come and work for us a session. Then we can meet again around May, for the validation workshop. So.
All right, thank you, Ken. And I really hope that we are leaving this place with a catalog of stories already for our segments, right? Our segments, our pullouts, or our columns. That was one of the key outcomes for this. That was one of the issues that we hope that we will be able to address for reporters, that we now have a range of people that we can talk to in a range of subjects where we can anchor our stories on. I want to say that as Kenya Editors Guild, we are grateful that you turned up for this meeting. You accepted the invitation to come and be part of this gap assessment. So what we were doing was to find out, establish and document the gaps in climate change reporting. So the next steps are as already outlined by Ken, where this team will come back after the 2 rounds of gap assessment exercises in the 2 cities. Then we come back for the training, and then, first of all the validation, and then trainings, where testing will be at the institution of higher learning. You'll be able to receive feedback or further updates. I will be added to the mailing list on the same. There were some issues raised, and for us at Kenya Editors Guild, we operate under 4 key programmatic areas, which include membership development. And when we develop our members, we extend that to their constituents as well. When we want to develop editors, we also ask them to nominate beat reporters to be part of that as well. So that cuts across 2 programmatic areas, which is membership development and also impacting the next generation of editors. So within membership development also we have continuous professional development, where we do the various courses, like Ellen was talking about, various short courses in different sectors, so that we are able to reach out to our members who are diverse. So that we usually do. So we hope that we can scale up the CPD even with the development of the curriculum.
Then we also have community engagement as part of our strategy. We reach out to communities through taking the media to the people. So we do that in the form of town hall meetings. And then we also have policy advocacy and research, where we host press club luncheons on various thematic areas, just so that we are able to create that platform, to provide that platform for members, for editors to be able to mingle with key policymakers. Press club luncheons are for key policymakers to be able to articulate policy issues in their various ministries. All right. Yeah, and also our work is also to respond we respond promptly when we notice that there are issues that are impacting on media independence and even safety of journalists. So it is our business to ensure that we take on government, or we put government to account whenever journalists' work is interfered with, or whenever journalists are attacked in the course of their work. So we are happy to take on board those partnerships. We hope we can scale this further. We hope that we'll be able to partner again with the Ministry of Environment and GIZ for the upcoming COP in Azerbaijan, right? We really hope that, but before that, be sure to look out for the various fellowship schemes that are always offered. Look out for Climate Change Media Partnership. If they haven't done a call yet, they should be giving out a call soon. Climate Change Media Partnership is a consortium by the Earth Journalism Network, and they do take journalists to report on each and every COP. And I think they've been doing that for the past 20 years, and they've been very many beneficiaries. So look out for the Climate Change Media Partnership. We have very many institutions offering fellowships. We have Mongabe, they offer fellowships. They are a conservation platform as well. And also the Palliators as well. So look out for whatever is already established, even as we as Kenya Editors Guild come into that space. So it's about looking out for them early and sending in your application early, because for EJN, for instance, they've already made their plans by July. They've already known who's going by July, and the call comes out around next month. So be sure to look out for that. Yeah, so we really hope that we can partner with the Ministry of Environment for that. So we also welcome the partnerships with the other institutions that have been mentioned, including PACJA and Nature Conservancy, and we will follow through just as we followed through this one. For the community stations, we are also very, very keen to develop community stations. There is currently an open call for mentorship for community stations. If you haven't seen it for the community stations for mentorship, it should be sent to you. You can ask Annie to forward to you that call, whose deadline was very soon. So be on the lookout for more opportunities on that, because that really is our mandate. All right, with that, I think I want to stop there and say that this has been a very, very engaging exercise. The last 2 days have been quite engaging, full house, and full house. And I think we leave here more enriched, right? Okay, who lives here? Happier? Oh, that's nice, that's good. Okay, I'd like to then hand back over for final closing now from the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rosalia. Let's clap for Rosalia again. We started well, and I think we are ending well, isn't it? I think for me, since a lot has been said and we have learnt a lot. I just want to pass a message of appreciation. One, to the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. It was heavily represented, led by Engineer Ngeno, and top officials have been here, including our friend Temesi. We thank you very much, and we will go back, tell our good minister that we have appreciated, and we hope that this partnership will continue expanding, and we'll continue collaborating. Also, special thanks to the naturally determined contributions, that is NDC. It was represented by Ruth. Special thanks to Daystar University. Yesterday we had the Dean of the School of Communication, that is Professor Levi Obonyo here, with a very insightful talk that even today I had it being cited. And thank you. Also, we appreciate the Pan-African Climate Justice Alliance. It was also represented here by the head of programs, that is Charles Mwangi. We have the Attorney General's office. We really appreciate your presence, and we thank you that you are partnering with us. Special thanks go to GAC Kenya. Ken Ruma, you have been with us since we started until the last minute. We appreciate all media houses represented here, independent journalists. We don't take it for granted that you got and you spared time to be with us. And finally, to our lead curriculum developer and lead trainer, Dr. John Recha, we truly appreciate. Let's clap for each and every one of us. Let's clap again. I think for me, it's just to say thank you. And thank you. As Rosalia has said, as Temesi has said, as Ken has said, it is just a journey that is beginning. And as we come to the close of this session, I'll be asking any volunteer to stand and any volunteer to pray for us. And as we exit, I think you will see Annie. Okay, a group photo, another group photo. Okay, so we have a prayer, then we'll do a group photo, then I think we'll break for tea as we depart. From me, bye-bye, thank you. Any volunteer for prayer? Kwanza wanazungumza Kiswahili, maombi ya Kiswahili. Basi.
Tuombe. Naomba tusimame. Tuamini na tuombe. Baba, katika jina la Yesu, jioni yetu ya mbele zako, tusema ni asante Baba kwa ajili ya ukuu wako na uaminifu wako Mwokozi. Tangia tulipoanza Jehova hii workshop Baba, umekuwa nasi, umetuongoza Baba, umetufunza Baba kupitia walinzi wako Mungu. Tusema ni asante Baba. Tunapoondoka Mwokozi, tuomba malaika wako Baba wakatulinde, wakatuongoze Bwana, na tutakapofika nyumbani Jehova, wacha ukuu wako na uaminifu wako ukakurudia Mungu, maana kuna mwingine kama wewe. Katika jina la Yesu Kristo naomba tukiamini. Amen.
Thank you. So I think as we did yesterday, we'll just come front so that we can have a group photo. Let's come to the front side. It's a group photo for everyone. No one is being left out. Please don't allow